What's up guys, it's Rav. Welcome back to the Pokemon Yellow Glitchthrough. Today we're going to be breaking a route, walking through walls, and visiting some scenery. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. This first glitch is a pretty fun one as long as we don't save over it. We're going to absolutely ruin Route 6 with the zero error glitch. First thing we're going to do is long range off this bug catcher and use Abra to teleport us back to Vermilion City. Next, go to Route 11 and battle literally anyone. And talk to any NPC except for this construction marker with the Machoke, I don't know. Now when I come back to Route 6, I'll get in a battle with a trainer. Once I beat him up, I'll get in a battle with the trainer. And it's the same person. Damn, he healed quickly. After I win the battles, this happens. If I open the start menu at this point, which I forgot to do in recording, it'll bring up a text box that says zero error, which is where the glitch gets its name. That was pretty cool. Let's not save over that and go beat up Surge. I'm gonna cut out the part where I struggled with the trash puzzle. I got there eventually and that's all that matters. Let's pound his Raichu and dip and go straight to Lavender Town. As you can see, I forgot to get Flash, so I just looked up a guide on how to get through the cave. You can actually see me alt-tab a bunch. So if you also forgot to get Flash, just watch what I did. It's actually surprisingly easy to get through the cave. At Lavender Town, I'll heal to set the warp point and take the tunnel to Celadon. At this point of the game, I make sure to battle as little trainers as possible, as it'll be helpful later for future long-range trainer glitches. After another visit to my local healthcare provider, I'll buy a Pokédoll from the Celadon department store, and some drinks in the vending machine at the roof. Of course, it's only right to beat up the gym leader while I'm here. That's kind of the whole point of the game. I am a trainer after all. After that, I'm gonna go right to the gate to Saffron and give the thirsty guard a drink. I'm not actually gonna do anything in Saffron right now. I literally just did this so I didn't have to deal with it later. Anyway, taking Saffron to Lavender Town, I'm gonna go do the Lavender Tower. This is a tower full of Pokemon graves, which is kinda sick. But before we can get anywhere, we need to take care of Blue, who's mourning his Raticate that we killed in the last episode. Beat him and all of the creatures? A weird thing with how sprites work in this game, if I'm battling a ghost in the Lavender Tower, I can actually just view the status of any Pokemon in my party, and now I can see what Pokemon the ghost is supposed to be, without the Apple Vision Pro that you get in the Rocket Hideout in Celadon. It is still a ghost, however, so we can't actually interact with it. So let's keep heading towards the top. Once we're at the top, we're going to battle a dead mother. However, since we don't have the little headset thing, we can't actually battle it. However, because the battle is treated as just a normal wild battle and not a scripted event, we can just use a Pokédoll and skip the battle entirely, and it'll count as a win. This game is amazingly programmed. Oh no, it's Jebsy and Jame. Alright, let's kill them and get the Ocarina from Dr. Mr. Mega Evolve. Now let's go to Celadon and get Fly because I forgot to do that earlier. Play the harp to wake up Snorlax. Now we can go into the Cycling Road gate, but I forgot to get the bike. Don't worry, we can skip this too. All we have to do is go to the top of the screen and hold left and mash B between the text boxes, and we can just get past the guard. Now I'm on a presumably stolen bike, and we're going to use that stolen bike to get to Fuchsia City as fast as possible before somebody calls the cops. Now at Fuchsia, let's let the hospital know we're here because we're going to beat a bunch of people up, and then beat up the gym. Now we can finally do some more glitches. Let's head up to the Safari Zone and pay the $500 fee for the privilege to lose my bag and Pokemon. However, I'm going to quickly turn back, but not leave early when he asks, and then save and reset in the doorway. If you're on cartridge and you didn't know this already, you can reset quickly by holding down A, B, start, and select all at once. When we go back, we'll be welcome to the Safari Zone. For whatever reason, it will just let us leave the Safari Zone and he'll ask us to pay again. This has something to do with how the game saves player data, but essentially, we're outside of the Safari Zone, however, we still have a 500 step limit. Depending on when we take our 500 step will depend on where we get transported to once we decide to exit the Safari Zone. If we take our 500th step on a route, we will be teleported to a corrupt map referred to as Glitch City. Each route will give you a different result. I only did one for this episode, however, you can go out and explore on your own. All you have to do is fly, and you can leave the corrupt map once you're done having fun. It's also nice to combine this with the next glitch we're going to do. For my next trick, I'm going to go to the Celadon department store and buy a bunch of potions. Now let's go back to Fuchsia City, head right, and counter a Venonat and get one of our Pokemon poisoned. Once we have a Pokemon poisoned, we're going to make sure that we keep it alive using the potions, and head to the Safari Zone, pay $500, turn back, don't leave early, save, and reset. Now we're going to take our 500 step, making sure that our poisoned Pokemon doesn't faint. Now, for those of you who've done this glitch before, you can see I did this setup wrong. You're supposed to only have the poisoned Pokemon in your party, you'll see why later, and I definitely did not do that. But for right now, let's just ignore the fact that I completely forgot about that because I end up finding a new glitch because of it. You can either count to 500, but I'm not that patient, so I'm just saving periodically until the PA comes on. Once I know how much steps I have until the PA comes on by saving and resetting, we can jump off a ledge as our last step. Now, doing this will allow me to walk through walls once I get back to the Safari Zone gate. Now, normally you would let your poisoned Pokemon die so you get teleported back to the overworld, where you can walk through walls there. As the walk through walls glitch ends as soon as you walk through a door or talk to an NPC. Or get into a battle. However, what I'm going to do since I fucked this up is use walkthrough walls to get in to the Safari Zone without paying. And therefore, we are now in the Safari Zone without any Safari balls or a step limit. Now I'll just complete the Safari Zone because it's a required part of the game, except now I can take however long I want and catch as many things as I want. Because even though I have 0 Safari balls, if I decide to use one of my 0, the PA will come on and tell me that I'm out of balls. However, once the PA kicks me out of the battle, I'm not transported back to the gate for some reason, and opening the menu shows I have 255 Safari balls. I did a quick Google search and I couldn't find anybody else discussing this glitch. I'm sure I'm not the first person to discover it, but since I can't read up anything about it, I'm just going to call this the Safari Ball Underflow glitch for now. I'm sure that's what it would be called anyway. You can also see me struggle with my bag, as it is completely full at this point in the game. Once I'm done struggling through the Safari Zone, I'll grab Surf and the Teeth, and realize that the PA will never actually end the game because I don't have a step limit. Luckily, once you get Surf, it's a lot easier to go back to the beginning of the Safari Zone, and I left without much pain. And I'm asked to pay to get back in, of course. Now I'm going to do the walkthrough wall setup properly, getting my Mew poisoned, and depositing everybody before I go into the Safari Zone. Now we're going to do the whole spiel again, walk in, walk out, save, reset, 500 steps, last step on the ledge. Because I chose Mew for this, I have a stupid amount of health and have to walk for a really long time and accidentally go out of bounds and crash the game. Yeah, don't go out of bounds when doing this. You will crash the game very easily. Once Mew is dead, I go back to the Pokemon Center and can walk through walls. I'm going to go to the Cinnabar via the Jesus method. Once I'm at Cinnabar, normally the gym's door is locked, however, we can just walk right past it. Now I do all the Pokemon quizzes and totally not mess up, and beat up Blaine. And also remember to withdraw all my Pokemon back, and to deposit a bunch of items, so I have a bit more bag space. That's all I'm going to do for this episode. I've been recording for about 2 hours. Next episode, we're going to catch some pretty quirky Pokemon. Stay tuned.